Good evening, my dear friends, wherever you are. Hoping you're doing well. Today I'm going to discuss why it is difficult for our Muslim friends to engage. Why is it difficult for our Muslim friends to reason with patience and with mutual respect? Yes, I do agree there are some Muslim scholars who would engage in debates with you. But the overwhelming majority of Muslims are quite reactive when it comes to their religious issues. Rather, we find them to be, you know, very emotional. It's difficult to be proactive with them. Very difficult. Today, I'm going to discuss why is that? What is the reason behind our Muslim friends? They find it very difficult to be proactive. They find it very difficult to be proactive. And why do we see mostly they are very reactive to any sort of call for engaging in discussion? Exceptions do not make law. I have noted a few reasons, and let's discuss them one by one. But to begin with, let's agree about one thing that Muslims around the world memorize their scriptures the most. No other religious group or community memorize their religious scripture this much. There are several reasons behind that, mainly because Islam started from the Arabian Peninsula, and most of the Arabian Peninsula, from where Islam claims to have had its origin from, were vastly ungoverned territories, and most of them were illiterate tribal people. So they were relying on memorizing their stories, memorizing their poetries, their history, known as cover, and all that. So, as they were not like the Egyptians or the Greeks or the Chinese, who had very ancient history of writing down their knowledge. The Arabian Peninsula didn't develop this until the 7th or 8th, or even until the 9th century, to be precise. You can hardly find any Arabic book or poetry or inscriptions other than it had something to do with the Quran. So that should tell you a lot. Even the earliest Quran inscriptions will prove to you that Arabic grammar didn't develop until the Persians engaged in developing the Arabic grammar. So there was a need for these tribal people to memorize the Quran. So that tradition still sustains. That's why we still see in this 21st century when there is no need to memorize any book. Because if you want to examine the instructions of a religious scripture, all you need to do is buy the book, and then they go through the pages. Or nowadays you have the computer, many softwares, and you can search anything that you want, even inside a book. So there is actually no need to memorize the books of any book today. No lawyer even will tell you that they memorized all their legislations that they read in their lives, all their law books in their lives. It's absurd even to ask this question. But anyway, Muslims do, and they do it in the very childhood. But before coming to that, I believe Muslims can't engage with reason usually because they are brainwashed from their very childhood. They are bombarded with Islam from their very childhood. When a Muslim baby is born, that baby is greeted with Allah Akbar. So, most of the Muslim babies, the first loud voice they hear is the call to prayer, Allah Akbar. That's the beginning of this brainwashing. And then, when the baby is named, usually Muslims will try to, it's a tradition, it's a culture, that they will be named by Arabic names. So, from their very babyhood, infancy, they will be introduced to this Arabic culture and this love, this passion for anything Arabic. Then they will they will grow up watching their parents talk, and when he will be learning how to speak, he will get used to Arabic words and annotations and all kinds of Arabic verses by the hour, like Alhamdulillah, Subhanallah, and everything. Alhamdulillah, Subhanallah, Inshallah, everything is there from their childhood. So they get bombarded with this from the moment they're born and when they're growing up. So Arabic doesn't seem to them to be a foreign tongue. Then they will be obviously hearing the call of prayer, Allahu Akbar, 5 times a day. And in each time, they will hear Allah Akbar and other Arabic verses 6 times, like 5 times multiplied by 6 is 30 times. They will be hearing this Allah Akbar. Brainwashing continues. Silence, please. Let me finish the introductory lecture, then I will engage with you guys. Then, if he's a Muslim boy, he will be circumcised, mutilated genitally. There was a time when the custom of genital mutilation of females were rampant, but now it is confined mainly in Somalia. And the Somali Muslims will engage in mental gymnastics and will go head over heel to justify genital mutilation of girls, because there are hadiths to support that. So if Bangladeshi Muslim girls were being genitally mutilated, you will see hundreds of justifications by Bangladeshi Muslims engaging in mental gymnastics to justify genital mutilation of women. Thankfully.
So, Mufassil, if I can ask something.
No, I haven't finished my initial lecture. I will.
No, okay, that's fine.
Then I will engage with you.
And I'll miss my point because you were saying something about the
Well,
FGM.
talented
And
man.
you are saying about Somali, and it's nothing to do. It's culture.
This is the problem with Muslims. This is the problem with Muslims. Take a pen, take a paper, write it down. Right? Am I right? Write it down. If you forget, it's not my business. Is it my business? Is it my business? It's not my business. Is it my business? No, it's not my business. So if you forget it, write it down, engage later. Right. So I'm saying that's the problem with all Muslims anyway. So as I was saying, can you mute it, or you are dying to talk? You're not dying to talk, so you will engage. I'll give you time. That's fine. So as I was saying, so he's circumcised, genitally mutilated, and to justify, you will see, you will never find a genitally mutilated, not mutilated man. You will never find a genitally not mutilated man to be defending genital mutilation and to propagate genital mutilation vehemently. You will not find it. But you will find only genitally mutilated men trying to defend genital mutilation vehemently. Do you ever find a Hindu ever defending, not only defending, propagating genital mutilation, if he was not genitally mutilated himself? No, you will not find it. So genital mutilation, once it is stamped on his body, he finds it insulting to admit that genital mutilation was done to him without his consent when he was a baby. So that is rather a trademark, a tribal mark of Abrahamic religion. And you will see Abrahamic religion is coming from an area where from it's not too far in many parts of Africa. You will see many body marks, piercing marks, cutting your forehead, making marks on your cheeks, genital mutilation. Even this is rampant. So it was these things were interpolated into Islam. So whenever a, a person thinks about leaving Islam, is bombarded with these questions that, hey, what's going to happen? I'm already genitally mutilated. But these things are inside him. He can't express inside him. And he's hit with these questions, but he doesn't know that why he's doing it. He's doing it because suddenly so many irrational things were done to his life. He slips into depression, into frustration, and he will suddenly feel that as if my whole life was wasted. So many irrational things are done by a Muslim in his life that he finds it necessary to hang on to those irrational things, because otherwise he finds his own life to be irrational. When a child grows up, during his infancy, he will see during Eid, animals are being slaughtered everywhere. Blood is flowing everywhere. And he will be told the story that a prophet named Abraham dreamt of slaughtering his own son, took his own son, and the son was very happy to be happy and willing to be slaughtered for the sake of Allah. So deep down, a Muslim kid doesn't even realize it, but deep down, he's scared of his parents, scared of his father, scared of resentment, scared of alienation, because his own father might slaughter him, which is very common anyway in Muslim countries. Banishment, alienation from family, killing own daughters, honor killing. These are all very common. So he's scared of leaving his religion. So he can't think otherwise. Then he can't question even that why do I have to hate? Why do I have to alienate non-Muslims? But he's praying hatred every single day For example, when he is reading Dua Kunut in his Bethel prayer, he's making a promise to Allah that I will ostracize myself from those who are disobedient to you. That means those who are non-believers, those who are not Muslims, those who are kafirs, those who are mushriks, munafiks, murtads, I will not mix with them. They are uttering this prayer in every Bethel prayer every night. So when they think of questioning their parents or their friends, straight away they're bombarded with fear. Why are you questioning it? Are you going suspicion? Who are you hanging out with? Where are you getting these questions from? Why are you asking? Are you munafik? Is hypocrisy getting into you? Why do you ask these questions? So, sorry, Imam, why should Muhammad do this? Why did he do this? Why are you asking? He's Muhammad. You cannot question. Okay, what about that Sahaba? Why did he kill the other Sahaba? Don't question. They're all unquestionable Sahabas. Okay, what about Abu Huraira? Why does he have 15 different names? We don't even know his name. How can we memorize his verses? Hadiths even. Don't question. Don't question. So a Muslim kid grows up with this fear. Then if you are married, if your wife is obviously a devout Muslim, she's always hearing that most of the people in hellfire will be women. So be careful. And she's constantly bombarded with obedience of men. Constantly. And she's scared. So when a husband tries to engage rational mind, the wife will find it to be her responsibility to warn the husband that if you leave Islam, automatically my marriage with you is annulled. That's Islam. That's Quran. So if you ask questions like why is it necessary, legal in Islam that a man, a Muslim man, can rape or can have sex with a married war captive as well? Why is that? The Quran is allowing it. Why? If you question it, then you will see mental gymnastics. So when it comes to mental gymnastics, when it comes to defending it, if Muslims can't defend it, they will go from Quran to Hadith. If they can't find it in Hadith, they will go to Ijma, Qiyas, Fatwa, Tafsir. All are lies. These are all lies created hundreds of years after so-called Muhammad's lifetime. You can ask these questions in a Muslim country. You can't. Did Muhammad exist? What about evidence of Kaaba? What about Bukhari's existence? What about the inscriptions? You can ask these questions. You'll be slaughtered or banished or alienated for the least. And again, all the avenues of nourishment of your analytical mind are frowned upon. Anything. Now, you need to ask yourself, what are the things that develops your analytical mind, your aesthetic mind? What are the things that makes your mind relax to think? For example, art, music, dancing. So whenever it comes to asking a question to the Muslim scholar, is music allowed in Islam? You will never find a straightforward answer. Yes, but is dancing allowed in Islam? Yes, but is painting allowed in Islam? Yes, but there is always yes, but, yes, but, yes, but. It's like a cow tied to a pole with a leash, and the cow is allowed to go round and round the pole, but he cannot go farther away from the pole. That is called tafsir. That is called ijma. Now, Muslims will try to say that they don't worship Muhammad, but in fact they do. What is worship? Worship is something which you obey someone unquestionably, even if it is irrational. And if you copy every step of that person without questioning, that is worshiping. And you find copying him is divine. You find that to be divine. Muhammad, how did he used to have sex? Okay, how was he brushing his teeth? You have to learn it from somebody 1400 years ago. And okay, then you will find them to engage in mental gymnastics when they find it convenient. For example, why are you not riding the camel now? Why are you using now the car? They'll say, well, the mental gymnastics will flow. They will find James Webb telescope in Quran, but when they can't match it, they cannot even find a way to engage mental gymnastics and get away with it, they will go against evolution. They'll go against it because that goes against Adam and Eve's story. So whenever they can engage mental gymnastics, they will. When they're cornered, then they will react because they can't live it, because they take pride in claims like Quran was never changed. But Quran was changed. We know that. So we have investigated it thoroughly. Quran is not intact. Grammatically, Quran is not intact. Verse-wise, is not intact. There's no evidence of Quran's is complete copy of Quran existing before the 11th century. There's no evidence whatsoever. We have so-called inscriptions, pages, a few pages from here and there, compilations from here and there, and Quran became fatter and fatter as the centuries progressed. So if you ask these questions, you will be alienated. You will have the fear of being killed. You will have the fear of losing your wife, losing the custody of your children. So that's why the only choice they have is to react. A Muslim's public and private lives are monitored by other fellow Muslims. It's like a cult. Muhammad is the cult leader, and other members of the cult keep an eye on you. So this is like a cult-like tribal attitude for the least. Again, when a child is told or ordered to memorize a book in foreign tongue in perfect pronunciation without even having the need of understanding what they're memorizing, that's where it begins, the brainwashing. That's where the training begins. Follow, don't ask. Follow, don't ask. If you ask a Muslim anything about anything in his religion, he can never sustain it with arguments where even the Muslim scholars would not differ. Muhammad's name, even his date of birth, even the names of the chapters of the Quran, any instruction in Islam, they can't find basis of them before the 9th century. And even then, they will have full of contradictory information. Why? Because the whole thing is totally made up, lies. Okay, I will go to some questions, then I will talk again. Shai Azam, you wanted to say something? Go on.
Yes, Baba, thank you so much. No, I was actually listening, and obviously I missed first few minutes of talks, and I think the first time, one of the first time, and I actually made time. I just finished my walk, and I just before I pop into the underground. Obviously, you know the underground, so I thought, like, let me join you. I'm honored to see you again. First of all, Baba, a few things. Obviously, one thing I need to say. Firstly, that obviously you knowledge as a depth knowledge, which I don't have enough, but I got some few points to talk about.
One by one.
Yeah. First, you took the FGM. So that is nothing to do with Islam. Number
Nothing.
one, you can note it down. So I hope you don't interrupt me. And obviously, I interrupted in the
Well,
beginning.
if
You said to
you're
me
talking
to go.
to me with Islam, let's not
So
talk.
is
Okay.
vastly
Whoa,
is vastly.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
No,
One by one.
no,
Okay.
let me finish it, MJ. Is vastly practiced mainly in Africa, not only Somali. You missed it out.
Do you accept
Nigeria,
Islamic?
Nigeria,
Do you
Ghana,
accept Shazam?
Gambia, not the Gambia,
Azam,
Zambia, yeah,
Azam.
Senegal, all those West Africa, and
My
also
question is, do you accept genital mutilation to be Islamic or
yes,
not?
it's a crime. It's a crime against. It's a crime. How can no
One,
one can accept it?
one, stop. No need to hurry. One,
It's a crime. No. It's simple. It's a crime, and it's a crime. Simple
listen,
things.
you're on my
So how
show.
can
Whenever I talk, you need to go silent. Okay. Now, you said genital mutilation is a crime.
FGM, female genital, female. I didn't say male.
Okay. So
Circumcision. No, no.
male genital.
It's not mutation. It's a circumcision. Is nothing to do with the mutation. You
It's
can
not.
alter it,
It's not.
brother. Listen,
It's not.
I researched it. Went through these things.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's put it this way. Is okay. Let me tell you your tongue. Circumcision, male circumcision. Do you find it to be inhuman or not?
Why you find is inhuman?
Why?
Why?
Few things. Few
Okay.
reasons. One, there is no medically proven scientific evidence.
Which is wrong?
Can I finish?
Okay, please.
You must
Please.
engage patients.
Yeah.
There's no proven scientific medical evidence to conclusively come to an universal agreement. One. Secondly, it is irreversible.
True.
Thirdly, a child has the right to his own body. So as the matter is, for the least, it is debated, the child should make up his mind about his body, and he should be given the opportunity when he grows up. So if a child, when he grows up, if he thinks that circumcision is good for health, even if it is not, that is his own body and himself to decide. So to impose a flimsy excuse when the scientific world, for the least, is divided about its benefits, which I don't agree anyway. But universally, at least we can conclude that the scientific world is divided. There is no unquestionable benefit that we cannot get. Whatever protection you want to say, use a condom.
Sorry to interrupt you. I would love to take as much of the time you wanted to. So I'm just in time pressure. So I'll just finish it. So basically, again, you're deriving the matters. We're talking about the FGM first of all. So not the male one. I'm talking about FGM, female. And again, the things you said. I told you on the group. I texted you. It's actually I was looking for the things. My son.
Let me silence you. Whenever I talk, I said in my program you have to go silent. This is.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
No, you have to go silent. You see this? No. So what I'm saying, FGM is in Hadith as well. Is in Hadith, in Sahih Hadith. What are you going to
say? Could you please refer to that?
I don't have to. I don't memorize all.
No. See, you are saying something, then you saying it's a Hadith.
Quote the Hadith for you.
I would love to have this. So please, next time you say something, have the reference with you.
I'm in live program. I'm telling you, Hadith. The Prophet said, circumcise the women.
Yeah.
Not too deeply.
Huh? Say again?
Circumcise the women.
Yeah.
Not too deeply. That's the Hadith.
Yeah. Is it made up Hadith or Sahih Hadith?
It is a Sahih Hadith.
Okay, please. So I would not take it what you're saying now because you're not giving me a reference. So we finish it here now. For stop. Oh, I will say pause it for now. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's fine. You don't take it.
Yeah, fine. So I'm talking of the FGM now. I'm talking of the FGM now. First off.
I'm telling
you.
So
basically, it's more of a culture. More of a culture. Actually, I pop into one of the cafe to talk to you. So
Say you're not used to talking online. So slow down. Slow down.
Okay. So FGM is mainly
one. FGM is supported by Hadith. Secondly, Secondly, if you want to talk about theology, even male circumcision is against Quran. It is against Quran. Male circumcision. You agree?
Okay. Okay. I've listened. First of all, FJM, obviously you couldn't give me an hadith. We can talk about
No,
later on.
I'm telling you the hadith.
Okay.
You
Okay.
memorize
First,
the
about the male one. Male one. Is it mandatory in Islam?
no.
So thank you. The case closed.
So why
Is is
why
optional?
are you
No,
going to defend? Are you going to defend circumcision or not?
no, no. My son had to be done, and it has been not prescribed. They said this is the situation. He has urinal issues. The
That's
foreskin was so
that's
tight.
certain circumstances.
No, 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 fine, fine. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. So that's medically prescribed,
Mm.
by the way, number one.
As
So,
I said, that is
okay.
assumption.
And first is if
That is
anyone,
based. No, no. Listen, you have to say something, then you will allow me to answer that. Before
please.
you jump on to the next. First of all, if you say your son had a certain issue, that's because he had a certain issue. It is not universal.
No, no, I'm coming to that point. I said any Muslim can be a very good Muslim if he's not even circumcised.
You cannot be. You cannot have the cake and the
No,
topping.
no, no. It's not mandatory things. It's if you want to say that.
You cannot have the topping and the cake. You say either it is Islamic or it is not. Which one is it?
Okay, it's a practice. It's a practice. Even the Christians in Africans,
It's not
they
Islamic.
do it. In Africa, the lots of Christians they do it.
Let's agree it is not Islamic.
No, no, no. I'm not saying it's not only Islamic.
Is it Islamic or not?
It's not only Islamic.
What is only Islamic? I'm just asking.
It's not only Islamic. The Jewish does it. In the Bible written, Jesus has done it. And if you go to if you go to many parts in the world, regardless religion, they do it. Regardless of Africa, regardless religion, they do it.
And goes on. This is Abrahamic religion, right? Primarily now.
No. You're bringing the religion here. I'm saying it's nothing to do with the religion now. It's a cultural as well.
Right. So are you accepting it to be present in Islam?
Yes, it is presence. Vastly, not presence. It's vastly present.
Where?
It's a vastly presence in Islam. Vastly, not presence.
Is it in Quran? Is it in Quran?
I don't. I don't think so.
No. Okay. Secondly,
I don't think.
Is it in Hadith? Is it in Hadith?
I don't have the proper knowledge of it.
You don't. Why are you here then?
No. I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that. No. Big look. I'm a humble person.
Okay. Let me. When you say you don't have it, then what you need to do? Let me give you the reference. First of all, there are two hadiths. One from Abu Huraira and other one is from Aisha. Okay, learn it from me. One is from Abu Huraira, one is from Aisha, and these two hadiths is in reference to khitan. And what is it is where this khitan, that means circumcision, is part of the 5 daily things that you usually do. For example, cut your hair, cut your nails. And Abu Huraira said, of the 5 things that Muslims are told to do for health related issues, the 5th one is circumcision. But when it comes to Aisha, she mentioned 10, but she didn't remember the 10th one. Of the 9 that she remembered, circumcision is not there. So Hadith's position when it comes to male circumcision are contradictory. Now, when it comes to Quran said, I created man in the best of fold. Lakat khalaqnal insana fi ahsani taqveem. And there are also verses where you do not mutilate, you do not change the body. For example, even tattoo is frowned upon by Islamic scholars. Is it sunnah circumcision? No. Is it, what is it? What is it? Mustahab? What is it? So to say it is Islamic is extremely difficult. You cannot claim that if you know Islamic scriptures. If you don't waste my time. Simple.
Okay.
It's not Islamic. It's a culture. It's not Islamic at all.
I'm not going to engage with you if you do not know the scripture. Do you know the scripture? Do you know hadith? Have you read the hadith? Have you read even the Quran, entire Quran? Have you read it? Have you read it? Have you read it?
Okay, swiftly moving forward. Okay,
No, no,
because
no.
let me say.
I'll ask you this. A simple question. Have you read the entire Quran in any of the languages? English, Bangla. Have you read it?
I'll come back to that. Listen,
No,
as
no.
being a humble
A
person,
simple question requires a simple answer before you engage with a scholar
go
like
on, go on.
Have you read the Quran entirely
Yes, I have read it.
in Bangla or English?
No, well, I have read the whole Quran entirely, mixture of Bengali and English.
Okay, fine. Here is a question for you then. Is there a single verse in the entire Quran, where it says, bow to the Kaaba, or even once?
Okay, in the entire Quran, it says Atiullah and Atiullah Rasul.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's mean follow, obey Allah and obey Rasul.
Yes.
So there is lots of things in Islam that is not stated exactly in Quran, but it has been prescribed or practiced
So
by
it is
Prophet.
not in Quran or yes in Quran?
Which one?
Bowing to the Kaaba. Is it in Quran or not?
No, bow in the Quran. I think it's not in the Quran.
You think? You're not sure?
No, because look, being a humble person, I cannot think. I'm not I have not memorized the whole Quran. Like
Mr. Azam, to you.
Sabil, I'll tell you, because there are noise coming from your side. I will tell you, this is the problem I'm discussing today. Muslims who are bowing 5 times a day towards the Kaaba, they don't even know whether it is in the Quran or not. At least this much, they don't know. They will say, oh, there is hadith, you have to. But the question is it in the Quran? Do you know? Yes or no? You said you read the Quran, but
about the 5 times, no.
1 time?
3 times mentioned.
The bow towards the Kaaba.
No, prayer.
Here is it. Even
Prayer
towards the Kaaba.
Prayer. No. He said, I think, okay, as my understanding 3 times, but he said prayer. So how we pray, I follow Prophet.
No, hang on. That was
how I do, I follow Prophet.
Again, you are engaging mental gymnastics. I'm asking you the question. Remember the question. Don't make up another question. Is there a question my question is there a single verse in the Quran to say when you pray, direct yourself to the Kaaba in Saudi Arabia today? Is there a single verse?
I'll come back to you about that.
No, why you always come back?
No, because if I cannot give you the reference, unlike you do, you say without reference, I need to be.
Just yes or no.
As I said, I'm ambiguous. I'm not sure.
Ambiguous.
I'm not sure.
Okay, there you go. So hang on before you go to the next issue. That is what I'm trying to prove. Muslims don't know the basic. I don't know why he jumped out. He dropped out because he's going to be trapped. Saif, come back, Saif. Come back. I didn't catch you there. You jumped out because you're trapped. So now go and ask some friends around you or Google it. Okay, now you're back. Go. Now the question again, Saif. You said there's points coming from your side, Saif. But anyway, let me rephrase the question if it helps you. I believe Muslims do not read their Quran. They don't know their Quran. One example is, which you just proved yourself, you don't even know if there is a verse in the Quran ordering you to direct yourself to the Kaaba even once. You don't even know. You said you read the Quran. Even you don't know. How old are you now, Saif? So even you don't know if there is a single. Just say yes or no. That's all you know. Then you can say if it is in hadith or tafsir or whatever. Just say, is it in the Quran? Yes, no. That's all I want. Saif, go on. Tell me.
As I said, again, I'm emphasizing, I'm not sure.
There you go. You proved my point.
No. So one thing, if you look, if you let me speak 2 minutes, otherwise there's no point I'm here to learn from you. On the other hand as well. Okay, enrich my knowledge. So you're not actually enriching my.
Okay, I just enriched you.
No, I'm saying. So you just like.
Okay, tell me.
Okay. Swiftly moving on about the face mask. is nowhere. It's not nothing. You said that lots of Muslim men they do the face. It's a
No, I
culture.
didn't say that. You
Okay.
misunderstood me.
Okay.
What I
You,
said, let me tell you what I said. I said there are many tribal people who do that.
yes, it's Africa. They do,
Okay,
regardless region. Yeah,
some
yeah.
Muslims do that.
Yeah. Okay, you said the father about the slaughtering the animal about the
Yeah.
Prophet Abraham, yes, and he said that's why the Muslim child they are
Scared.
scared or fear about
Yes,
the
yeah.
father.
Yes,
Look,
yeah.
where is there anywhere in Quran or even Hadith you say that Allah has prescribed that you can slaughter you can slaughter your child, or it has been practiced before?
Good.
It
Should
has
I
been practiced before. Is there
answer?
anything they have, any prophet or anyone slaughtered his own son?
Okay, let me answer you that. First of all, when you're not talking, keep your microphone muted because you have noise. Yeah. Good. Okay, here it is. Here's the answer. The Quran, when it comes to slaughtering Abraham's own son, the Quran refers to that Abraham had a dream, and that dream was to go and sacrifice his own son. Then Allah intervened and said, "You don't have to do that." Now, the question is, as you just a few minutes ago, you were trying to jump to hadith. A few minutes ago, you were trying to jump to hadith. So let's jump to hadith. So the present day Islam is based primarily on hadith and the ijma and the fatwa and the tafsir. So practice wise in Islam from hadith as well, that animals are sacrificed, and animal sacrificing is in the Quran anyway, but not during the Eid. But animal sacrificings are there in the Quran. It's there, full of it. So if you say that Abraham wanted to sacrifice his son, yes, it's in the Quran. Yes.
He wanted to, he didn't. He didn't. He wished. And Allah accepted his
So
heart.
here it is. 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 Even the wish, even the wish to please a god is devilish. Even the wish is devilish. It's devil's handiwork. That I can have a dream and I will go and sacrifice my son. It's a devilish thing. It's not. Okay, here's the second question.
No. You didn't give me the clear cut answer. It's right answer.
I'm telling you.
Has it been prescribed in Islam that you should sacrifice your children?
I'm
Or
telling
any
you,
Muslim does it?
I'm telling you that Allah's prophet had a dream and Muslims glorified it.
But
Allah didn't have to. You didn't have to say. There's two separate things. One, he didn't allow to do it. Secondly, he had a dream. Even to glorify that he was ready to sacrifice his son is celebrated by slaughtering the animal. Is not. Why are you slaughtering the animal then? Why are you slaughtering the animal?
okay. He had a dream. He had a dream to sacrifice is the best loving things.
I'm asking you, the sacrificing doesn't mean slaughtering.
It can be many ways. It can be electrified. It can be shoot.
Sacrifice.
It can be shoot. It can be shoot.
No. Animal sacrifice, any kind of sacrifice doesn't mean.
Okay. So basically, come to that thing.
Now the third
This is not
question.
prescribed. No. This is not prescribed in.
Next is my.
This is not prescribed in Islam.
What?
It's not prescribed in Islam that you can slaughter your own child or something. So it's never told in Islam to do it.
Are you intentionally playing dumb? Are you intentionally playing dumb? I'm telling you, the Quran forbade Abraham from doing it, but the intention of him willing to sacrifice his son is celebrated in Islam. That's why they slaughter it, the animals. The intention is appreciated. The intention of killing his own son, that is devilish. It is devilish. It is not devilish.
It's to you, yes, fine.
It is
Fine.
devilish, not devilish.
It's to you, fine. Okay, now coming to the honor.
Now it is my turn to ask question. You tell me, is there a single verse in the Quran ordering you to go to Makkah and listen, look at me, Saif. Is there a single verse in the Quran ordering you to go to Makkah and circumambulate the Kaaba 7 times. Is there a single verse in the Quran? Just say yes or no.
No.
Why do you?
No, coming. Atiullah, Atiullah Rasul.
I'm
Simple.
asking you, is there a single verse in the Quran? I don't. Again, you are going to Hadith.
I said no.
Whenever you find it suitable, you jump to Hadith. Whenever you don't find it suitable, you come back to Quran. What is it? This is called mental gymnastics.
Islam is combination of Hadith and Quran.
Combination. Okay. Is it in the Hadith?
Second,
Is it
yes,
in the Hadith?
yes, our proper practice is
Good.
done.
Where did you get it? Which Hadith?
So I don't have the reference now. Now we giving the reference for them.
Which Hadith?
I will tell you. I will tell you. Bukhari, Muslim, Tirmizi, Nasai, Abu Dawud, Ibn Majah did not even exist before the 12th century. Prove me wrong. Go on.
Now you are doing another things. You're doing other things. Now you're going the other way. Now you are going. No. So when I say it's the Hadith, now you're saying if Hadith is so here or not.
Is the name Muhammad?
Okay. About the honor killing. About the honor killing.
We have another guest. Let me listen to him as well. We have another guest. Okay, Buddha Munshi.
I have one question to Mr. Azam. Atiullatul Rasul, as per the ayat of the Quran, which Rasul Quran indicates? Is it Muhammad or all kind of Rasul? What will be the answer then?
In some extent, all the Rasul, and definitely it's emphasis on our Prophet.
How can you prove it? How can you prove it that your Prophet, Muhammad is the Rasul? Which means
Okay, his question is, let me clarify the question. His question is, when you say Atiullah, Atiur Rasul, does it denote to Muhammad? Exclusively?
absolutely.
That's the question.
Exclusively, does it mean it for Muhammad?
Yes, he basically is pointing out to the Muhammad.
Why?
How can you prove it?
Because he's the one we should ultimately follow. His teachings mainly.
Who told you that?
His teaching mainly.
Who told you that?
Because the Quran is revealed through him.
No, Quran doesn't say that. Not
Quran has revealed through him.
There's not a
Many verses in Quran.
No, there's not a single verse in the entire Quran where it says that I gave this book to you, O Muhammad. There's not a single verse. There's not a single verse in the entire Quran where Allah says, O Muhammad, I have given you this book.
I think you're fully correct here. I'll come back to that.
You are always coming.
No, I'll come back to that. No.
Rather, there is a verse in Surah Yasin, first 5 verses. Yasin, he has given this book to Yasin. It's clear. Go on, Surah Yasin.
Yes.
Oh, you are always coming back. But I'm telling you, live, there's not a single verse in the Quran where it says, O Muhammad, listen, O Muhammad, I have given you this book. There is verses like, O Prophet, I've given you the book. It's okay. O Muhammad. Rather, if you read Surah Yasin, first 5 verses, even it suggests that Quran was given to someone named Yasin. It's a challenge.
Okay, about the Yasin, I've taken a challenge. I'll come back to that. Obviously, they didn't.
Buddha Munshi, can you read the first 5 verses of Surah Yasin, please? 5 verses of Surah Yasin, please.
Mufassil bhai, I've got to go because I just finished work. If you give me 2 minutes, otherwise I can join later on. I got to go.
Before you go, let's clarify Surah Yasin. Then 5 verses.
Okay,
go on. Buddha Munshi, 5 verses of Surah Yasin, please.
Just wait a minute.
Yeah, I will give you a minute.
Yasin wal Quran al Hakim. Yasin, by the Quran, rich in wisdom.
Yeah.
Innaka laminu mursalin. Oh, you prophet are truly one of the messengers.
There you go. There you go. I will read again for you, Said. Oh, Yasin. Yasin, you, O prophet. Again, Yasin, by the Quran, rich in wisdom. You, O prophet, are truly one of the messengers. And again, as far as female genital mutilation, here is the reference. I'm giving you the reference. Sahih Muslim 3:684, Sahih Bukhari 1:5:289. You can rewind this video and find female genital mutilation in Sahih Bukhari and Muslim.
Even though it is in Abu Dawud.
Why are you not reading it out? Read it out. What it says, Hadith.
Okay, let me read it out to you. Abu Musa reported they cropped up a differences opinion between a group of muhajirs. That the answer said, the bath becomes obligatory only when the semen spurts out or ejaculates. But the muhajir said, when a man has sexual intercourse with a woman, a bath becomes obligatory, no matter whether or not there is a seminal emission or ejaculation. Abu Musa said, well, I satisfy you on this. He, Abu Musa, the narrator, said, I got up and went to Aisha and sought her permission, and it was granted. And I said to her, O mother or mother of the faithful, I want to ask you about a matter on which I feel shy. She said, don't feel shy of asking me about a thing which you can ask your mother who gave you birth, for I am too your mother. Upon this I said, what makes a bath obligatory of a person? She replied, you have come across a well-informed. The messenger of Allah said, when anyone ceases from among you, among women, and circumcised, parts of touch that other than bath becomes obligatory. There you go. And if you want me to read more, I will read.
No, what? Say the last word. Say the last two words, two sentences.
Okay, here you go. And Abdul Batir came out and said, hang on. The messenger of Allah said, when anyone sits amongst prophets, parts of women, amongst parts of women and the circumcised, parts touch each other, a bath. There you go. You want me to give you more clearer reference? Give me 1 second. I'll give you more. Okay, you keep talking.
It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean it prove anything. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, swiftly moving forward. I got 2 minutes. I need to go to the underground.
You need to hear more.
No, I can do that for you. No problem. I'm here to learn. First of all, I'm here to learn. I'm here to enrich my knowledge. Okay.
No. 1 second. I'll give you another one. The Prophet said to her, do not cut severely, as the better for a woman and more desirable for her husband. And the reference is Sunan Abi Dawud. And again, Yusuf ibn al-Badr commented, those who consider circumcision a sunnah use evidence of hadith Abu al-Mayth, which is basically solely on evidence of Hajjaj ibn al-Arta. Another hadith supported it in Sahih Muslim. The messenger of Allah said, when anyone sits among four parts, as the circumcised parts touch each other, becomes obligatory. There you go. Both are supporting female genital mutilation. Again,
absolutely.
Again,
and the hadith number is Sunan Abu Dawud, 5251.
That's it.
This is absolutely support FGM, which is human violation by who?
Let me share the screen. We can share the screen. No worries. There we go. Share.
Please, Mufassil. I want to know.
No, share.
Okay. I think you. Okay. About the honor killing.
No.
Honor killing.
Don't jump. We'll share the screen. Yeah?
I can't see it actually because I'm on my phone.
Oh, you can't see it there.
I'm on my phone. It's very, very smooth. I'm on my phone.
Okay, do this. Rewind it.
Okay.
And you will see. Munshi, refer this again. Refer the hadith again. Number.
Hadith Sunan Abu Dawud, page number 41, chapter number 41, and hadith number is 5251.
5251 Sunan Abi Dawud supporting female genital mutilation.
Okay, I will go through. Thank you. Thank you, share with me. I'll come back to that. Okay, about the honor killing. Honor killing is vastly practiced in India, Pakistan. I understand. It's nothing to do with Islam. They have a caste, so you cannot only blame that in Islam they do it. They don't do it in Iraq.
Only.
They don't do it in Morocco. They don't do it. They don't do it in They don't do it in Bangladesh.
What is
Then-
the okay? What is the punishment of?
I'm talking about honor killing.
Okay, I'm telling
Mr.
you
Azam,
Islamic.
let me tell something details about FGM in 30 countries in Africa, Middle East, and Asia, where FGM is practiced,
As a sunnah.
and as a sunnah,
No,
not
it's
the
a
cultural,
wrong interruption.
not
Wrong interpretation.
No, of
cultural.
course no. Of course no. Of course no. 99% of Somali women are circumcised because it is a sunnah.
Mufassil, but I ask you a very simple question. When you're in Bangladesh, have you ever heard about the FGM? I mean, you might heard about. Does anyone do in Bangladesh FGM?
Because they follow.
No. Now you're going there. I ask you a yes or no question. Does anyone perform in Bangladesh?
Hanafi mazhab
That
don't
doesn't
do.
matter. That doesn't matter in
Oh no.
Bangladesh. Okay.
When I ask you a question, you said that doesn't matter.
It is in the hadith. What is wrong with this boy?
I ask a simple question, Mufassil. Why?
Because
FGM.
listen, even the Quran is not recited the same all over the world. What are you talking about? Muslim world is never united about anything anyway.
No. The hadith you were saying, there's no way mentioned categorically of the FGM.
I'm telling you, FGM.
It says circumcision.
Do me a favor. Do me a favor. You are talking, when when we're talking to people like you, we have to engage mental gymnastics. You know why? You don't know the Quran. You always say, I'll come back to that. You don't know hadith. Always say, come back to that. This is waste of my time. Do you know the hadith? Do you know hadith? Do you know hadith? You do? Now you do. You do? Just say, unmute and say yes. Do you know hadith?
I think I know hadith.
You know hadith.
I think I know what is hadith.
You know hadith.
What is hadith?
Tell me, what about Bukhari? Is it totally acceptable or not?
Yes, in Islamic way, yes, it is.
It is. So if the Bukhari said Muhammad said, Muhammad in hadith in the clear hadith, Muhammad brought a girl and wanted to rape the girl. And the girl said, you don't agree. You don't agree. Muhammad wanted to commit suicide. You don't agree. In Bukhari.
He felt. You can feel many things many times.
Right. He went to the corner of the hill and wanted to jump off.
He felt.
Why did he feel?
No, you can, as a human, you can upset. You can be as a human. No. As you are a lawyer.
He brought a girl.
You are a lawyer until you.
To me first. He brought a girl, wanted to rape that woman, and took off her clothes, and she said, "A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim," and Muhammad said, "Give her back." Do you think your prophet is like that? According to Bukhari. You said it's Sahih. The prophet wanted to rape her, right? Come on. The prophet rape her.
No.
And you said Bukhari is Sahih.
First of all,
just tell me. No, listen. No, before you say first of all, do you believe your prophet brought a girl, wanted to rape her, took off her clothes, and wanted to force himself on her, and then she started shouting, "A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim," and he then was so angry, he threw the clothes on her and said, "Take her back." Do you think that's your prophet? According to Bukhari. What?
Which hadith?
Which
hadith? What the number? I'll go through it.
Okay, let me find it to you. I'll find the hadith. We discussed it many times. Sahih Bukhari.
No, I'm writing it now. Tell me, please.
Muhammad, what do you expect me? You expect me to give you all the numbers just like that. I'm telling you, the hadith is there.
Okay.
Listen, I'm giving you the hadith again. It's live program. You can check the number later on.
if you allow me 1 minute.
No, I will not.
Next time,
Let me clear you so that let me tell you the hadith so that you can check later on. Muhammad was a girl, a princess was brought to Muhammad. He wanted to rape her, tore off her clothes, and then she started shouting, Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. And the Prophet was so angry, then he threw clothes on her and she was sent back. So that's your Prophet. That's your Prophet.
I've listened. If you can give me the hadith reference, I'll go through it, please.
Okay, I'm telling you this. You go and Google it after all.
No. What? Which hadith? Bukhari or Muslim? What's the hadith number, please?
This is in Bukhari, Sahih Bukhari.
What number? What's the hadith number, please?
Again, you are asking me to give you the numbers. You can Google it and find
Okay.
it for yourself.
Okay, I'll do it. Fine, I'll do it. Okay, fine. Thank you.
Okay, here again, you believe, according to Bukhari, your Prophet had sex with 9-year-old girl when she was 53. You believe it? You believe it? What? You
That's
believe it?
that's my mistake. Next time when I join your live, which I love to do it, sometimes time doesn't permit me. If you write down what is the topic of which you didn't write down today, what is the topic of today? No, you said you are live now, so I didn't know the topic. I know the other things you do the live, you do the topic.
This topic, this discussion has a name. Doesn't it have a name? Are you dumb, Saif, or playing dumb? This when you enter it, there's a title to it. Hundreds of people watching at this moment. The title is clear. What are you talking about? What is he saying about Buddha Munshi? What is this man is saying? Hello, can you hear me?
We
Yes,
are
yes.
simply wasting our time.
Simply messaging us and wasting the time.
Wasting my time. Okay, listen. Both of you, Rashid Ahmed, is there a title to this video?
Yeah, of course.
What is the title? What is the title? What is the title? Title to the video. Here is the title to the video. Here is the title.
Why it is the title is the name. What it is difficult for Muslim to reason and change.
That's right. Here
Why
is it.
it is difficult
Why
for
it is
Muslims to
difficult
reason
for Muslims
and change.
and change. That's the title. All right.
And the topics
Come back to that.
totally correlate to
Come
the
back to that. Come back. You always come back. Come back to that. Come back. Come back to that. Come back to that. Always coming back to that. But
No. It was followed. I didn't follow the other topic. So anyway, if I I urge you next time if you can narrow down the topic. It's wider. The topic is very wider. So in that capacity, you can discuss anything. If you
I've
say today's is
been doing I've been doing online videos for 16 years. Right? And now I have to learn from you after doing 10
of course, most of them was
doing 10,000 videos. I have to learn from you how to discuss on topics. Makes sense, right? It does make sense. Somebody who is telling me this, who came here for the first time. Saif, give me some.
Mufassil, I'm not teaching you. I said I put it. See, that's the problem. You don't want to take people suggestion. I'm just giving if you could.
From someone.
I'm not teaching you.
No,
I'm not teaching. I'm not the guard to teach you.
I will not take suggestion from someone who doesn't have any experience in the field. I will take suggestion from
there
someone.
is lot of Quranic ayat regarding captive women.
There are many. But
Many verses in the Quran.
Listen, we had a good time. But what I'm going to suggest Saif is this. I'm pretty sure even Hadith he didn't read even Bukhari even half of it. If he swears by Allah, said I have read even 50% of Bukhari, I will take my word back. Swear. Even 50%. Yeah, you just swear by Allah, Shazam, that you have read even 20% of the entire Hadith, 27,000 Hadiths of Muslim, Sunni. Tell me, even 20% of Hadiths. Have you read them? Even 20%.
No, I have not read 20% of the whole entire Hadith.
Okay, have you read 50% of Sahih Bukhari? 50%.
I have not.
No point of discussing. It's a waste of my time. No point. You don't even know Quran. You have to always say, I have to come back to that, come back to that. No point, no point, Said. No point. But anyway, it was nice talking to you. But anyway, I think we have made a point. Made a point is most.
Thanks, Mr. Mufassil bhai. If you allow me, I will only leave. If you allow me,
Okay,
I'll come back.
bye bye.
Thank you so much. Yes, sir.
Bye bye. This is the problem, that Muslims become reactive, and they always come to debate and defend their religion. When you corner them, they will prove that they don't know their religion, but they will be vehemently trying to defend their religion. Why is that, Buddhamunchi? They will always try to defend their religion when they don't even know the religion. This is another epic example. That was the whole purpose. He, in fact, served our purpose of this program, that Muslims try to defend their religion when they don't know ABC about the religion. Buddhamunchi, go on.
Yes, because of lacking depth knowledge regarding the issue which you described today mostly. We already watched that he doesn't know nothing regarding the FGM, regarding circumcision, regarding captive woman issue, which he tries to defend. He tried to defend the Islam, but how is shows us everything and everywhere their lack of knowledge. I think there is lack of knowledge.
You cannot and you must not engage with someone, first of all, who doesn't know ABC of the subject you are trying to engage with him. 99% of the Muslims never read the Quran in their own tongue. 99%. 99.9% Bangladeshis never read the Quran in their own mother tongue. 99%
without understanding the meaning, without understanding the proper meaning, and the tafsir which made the tafsir, they also tafsir and translate, misinterpret. They also corruption in the tafsir.
What it is, Buddhavanshi, they try to defend their religion on the basis of their common sense. They don't, or they cannot, and they don't know how to defend their religion basing on information from their religious scriptures, because they never read their own scriptures. Never. Because even the basic things that they do every day as a Muslim, they follow it like headless chickens. They will pray 5 times a day, and when you ask them what is the source of it, they will start arguing with you. I mean, from mental gymnastics. And
basically, one thing I have to say, they are depends on clergymen especially, which are always telling lies and falsehoods. The clergymen of Muslim, which are called Islamic people or Mohammedans, we call it Mohammedans especially, spread their religion of myths through mosque, media, and social media also. Such days we are watching many YouTubes and Facebooks and others media. They're spreading lies, mythological story. Those have no value, those have nothing. If we search in the depth and Islamic way and in Quran and Hadith, there is nothing. The clergymen especially
looks like another mullah is teaching us a new Islam.
New Islam, yes, new Islam.
The problem is when you are basing your argument on lies, you will create 1,000 lies to justify it, because the premise is based on lies. Islam is based on lies. That's why when someone wants to defend it, he has to depend on thousands of manufactured lies. So Muslims don't know their own scripture. That's the thing. That we just proved it.
Yes, absolutely. And these clergymen and mullahs are addicted to telling lies profusely all the time. Whenever they talk, discuss, even though it is Sufis, Sunni, and Shia also, same. And they are establishing Islam as a religion. But Islam always we are discussing before were discussing before that Islam is deen, the way of life. But they are establishing Islam is religion. Religion have some ritual and ritual have to maintain,
Uh,
and the,
that-
and they adhere to tenets to their earthly religions by being addicted to telling lies shamelessly during their daily life. They swear by the God of God's name falsely.
how
These hypocrites even
see,
remain.
the other thing is why they become usually, I know Saif for many years. That's why he doesn't look temper. But I didn't know Saif personally, probably we would have end up, having a different scenario here. Why is is it always that we see Muslims getting angry, Muslims losing temper when it comes to engaging in reason? Why? Because the basis of the religion is is full of lies. So when you ask them about any about the basics about the religion, anything, how to pray, where to pray, when to pray,
One thing, many Muslims, many Muslims, moderate Muslims, especially nowadays, they want to prove one thing, that is Atiullah, Atiur Rasul. And I replied to them, which Rasul you indicate? Is it Muhammad?
but even if it is Muhammad, how do you follow him? There is no Bukhari's existence before the 11th and 12th centuries. I mean, anything about Islam is full of lies. Anything. I have been doing researches for over almost 4 decades. I couldn't think of anything in Islam that doesn't have contradictions. I couldn't think of anything. Nothing, absolutely nothing. There's absolutely nothing in Islam which is above contradictions. Nothing. You tell me tell me anything like Hajj, the so-called basic 5 pillars of Islam. Even some of the sects will say 7 pillars, but still, even the 5 pillars of Islam, they can't sustain it from Islamic sources. They can't sustain Hajj. They can't sustain 5 times prayer, how to pray, when to pray, what to utter, when they're bowing, when they're standing. When you say Subhana Rabbil Ala, this is not in when you're prostrating, right? A Muslim is prostrating what?
Prostrating
At least
and
a few dozen,
uttering the Subhanallah.
not at least a few dozen times a day, right? At least a few dozen times. They are
Yes,
prostrating and doing the sujood every day, at least a few dozen times. Yes or no?
yes.
And if you do the sujood, it is universally accepted that you have to utter Subhana Rabbiyal Ala.
Al.
My question is, where did you get this from? Ask any Muslim. Where did you get it?
This kind of saying we could not find, even though in hadith also.
It is
Which hadith is found
From
that is
Tirmidhi.
find it in Quran
with
that when you listen to me, when you prostrate, say Subhana Rabbiyal Ala, you will not find it in Quran. Secondly, you will not find it in Bukhari. You will not find it in Muslim. So these are the two best hadith collections. You will not find it, right? So you have to find it in Tirmizi. Tirmizi is a questionable man because he interpolated many things from other sources. But in Tirmizi is not to the standard of Bukhari and Muslim. So, three of the most coveted and respected sources of Islam, they don't teach you to utter Subhan Rabbiyal Ala when you are prostrating. But Muslims are doing it day and night. Why? So if you ask them, why do you do that? Then they will become reactionaries. They will become angry. So they will even the Tirmizi hadith, Hudaifa, he was the narrator of that Tirmizi hadith. He is not even the first category of Sahabas, because the first category of Sahabas took part in the battle of Badr. He didn't take part in the battle of Badr. So what kind of religion?
So he was not the first companion of the Prophet.
No. He was not amongst the best companions, no, because he didn't take part in the battle of Badr. Almost all Muslim scholars will tell you the best of the Sahabas are those who took part in the battle of Badr. So Muslims having this mark, and if you ask them, where is it in Quran that teaches you that you have to prostrate during your salah 5 times? Listen, salah, prostration 5 times. Where in the Quran? They will not find it. How many rakas you have to do during each prayer? Only in hadith you will find only Maghrib and Fajr to have 2 mandatory prayers, 2 rakah mandatory prayers. And even then, how to pray, you don't know. Maghrib, Isha, he will have to go to Sunnah and all those, this rakah Sunnah, this rakat Wazib, you have to calculate. And Zakah, how much to pray? How do you calculate this? There's not a single verse in the Quran to say that Zakah refers to money.
Yes.
I mean, even grammar. Who created Arabic grammar? Persians. I mean, anything that you ask, they will become reactionaries. They will become angry. And they don't want to change. Why they don't want to change? Because they take pride in not changing. Why do they take pride? Because they say Quran didn't change over centuries. It's not true. Quran did change. We did examine, right? Even the tilawat styles are different. Quran cannot sustain grammatically as well. Even the name Muhammad cannot be grammatically sustained. If you tell this all to them, it will sound strange to them. It will sound new to them. Why? Why will it sound new to them and strange? Because they never had the opportunity to ask these questions. If Saif, for example, if he was growing up asking these questions, he wouldn't have to say, I'll come back to that, will he?
Yes.
He kept on saying, I'll come back to that. I'll come back to about basic questions. I'll come back to that. Why did he have to say, I'll come back to that? Because he never had the opportunity of asking questions when he was growing up as a Muslim. He was only following. That's why it is difficult for Muslims to change. Because the society the Muslim society will not allow them. The Muslim society will not allow them to question. The Muslim society will not allow them to change. They monitor everything about you. It's like a cult. They monitor everything about you. Everything.
Looks like we are in trap, right?
Of course. Because you have no liberty. You have no liberty. You don't even have a liberty about your mouth. You have to wear a beard. Even wearing a beard, there are laws. This much of beard or this much of beard. You have no liberty there. Even then, there is no uniform decision how much beard to wear, how long it has to be. Even then, you are in trouble because there is no uniform decision. You have no freedom of color even. You cannot wear that color. You cannot wear gold. You have no liberty about color. You have no liberty about wearing your hair if you are a truly devout Muslim. Women should not be cutting their hair above their shoulder. Men should allow their sideburns and headlocks to grow. You are like a goat, slave to the Muslim community. Forget about Allah. You are a slave amongst other slaves. You have no freedom about anything, about food even. You are so busy counting your blessings about everything that you copy, right? Your brain is tired. That's why you don't think. You don't rationalize your steps. You don't.
I want to get free.
Leave this cult. It's a cult. I mean, think about this, Rashid. You are not at liberty about anything in your life. Music, you have to be careful about which music you hear, which food you eat, who you marry, how you have sex, which books you read, which friends you keep, which step you take first, which hand you use to eat, how many dates to eat before you go to Salah, even prostration. I mean, they named it complete code of life. It is not a complete code of life. It's a code to turn you into a robot who can't think for himself, even the basics. You are so idiot. Islam takes you to be such an idiot that you can't decide even the simplest things about your life. You can't even keep a dog. Even if you keep a dog, what kind of dog to keep and what kind of dogs to be killed. Being a man of the 21st century, you do not have rights to the basic decision making abilities. What kind of life is this? So, when Muslims are constantly trying to go to heaven by counting these daily instructions, their brain becomes so tired they can't think. And that's why they can't change. Because to change, you need to think. The Quran says, think, but think about what? Think about how great I am. Think about how logical I am when I tell you to obey me. But it doesn't give you right to question and then think. It allows your questioning to be limited. There's no space for doubts because it says this is a book, there's no doubt to begin with. This is slavery. It's such a slavery that it watches even your heart. It is devilish. It whispers in your heart. You are always worried whether you'll be branded as a munafiq if you question, whether you'll be ostracized from your society, whether your own parents will alienate you like my own mother did, or you'll lose your wife, whether your life will become threatened. That's why you two are hiding your faces, right now. You, are,
Yeah, looks
you
like.
have you have no freedom. This is evil because the only pride a human can have is the ability to think, ability to decide freely, to speak freely. Islam doesn't allow that. So when it constantly bombards you with rituals, instructions, your thought process is interrupted. Oh, this is Maghrib time now. Sorry, I can't think about it now. Oh, it is Isha time now. Oh, it is Better time now. Oh, it is Tahajjud time now. Where is your time to think? Why should, basic questions, why should, like, God have to worry about how much beard I wear? How am I wearing my clothes? He created me naked anyway. So that's why Muslims can't think. They are scared of thinking. They're scared, so scared. They're scared to their bones. Are you not scared? You are scared. If you are a Muslim listening to me, you are scared to think. You have left your thinking rights to the mullahs. They will think for you. You can't think. You can't question. You're scared of losing your faith.
We got to break the wall.
No, you're scared to lose your faith. Why are you scared to lose your faith? Because you don't see any alternative, right? You can't even think that you can still believe in a creator, but you don't have to believe in any religion. You don't even know this. You don't even know this, that you can still believe in a creator, but you don't have to believe in any religion. You never heard this before in your life. You can't even trust your closest persons. You cannot trust your own mother with these questions,
Not even my wife.
not even your wife. You are scared of losing your business, losing your job, losing your country. You can't think. You can't think. So scared. From the very birth, you heard Allah Akbar, and now, even if you leave Islam, you are forced to hear 30 times a day in 5 prayer calls, Allah Akbar. Even if you left that cult, you are forced to hear this 30 times a day from several parts of the town. You are forced. You are never free. It will not let you be free. So if you can't fight it, what do you do? What do you do? You join it, right? And you call it Muslim Islamic Brotherhood. Is it brotherhood? Or is it being part of a tribe? Or is it part of being part of a cult? Don't you find it
It's absolutely not a tyrant. It's absolutely a tyrant by a clergyman of the
tyranny? It
Islam.
is tyranny of evil. It is tyranny of evil.
Tyranny of evil.
Yes, it's tyranny of evil. Being a Muslim, you have no, you call it complete code of life. It is complete slavery. Can I brush my teeth like this? No, you cannot. You have to do a certain way, masak. Can I wear this red shirt? No. Can I wear it silk? Can I wear silk? No, you cannot. Can I wear a gold ring? No, you cannot. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? When I'm in a land full of snow, can I wear trousers above my ankle? Oh, I have to find a fatwa for that. I don't know. So you have no freedom, absolutely none whatsoever, right? Can I marry a girl who is not a Muslim? No, you cannot. If he is an atheist, she's an atheist. No. Can I marry a Hindu girl? No, you cannot. Can I dance? You're right. Ultra significant footnote. Can I dance? No, you cannot. Yes, you can, but can I sing? No, you cannot. No, you can, but can I paint my father? Can I do a sculptor remembering him? No, you cannot. Can I watch a movie? No, you cannot. But you can. Being a woman, can I show my hair? No, you cannot. But
Every word, be but and if and but.
it's always if and but.
Even but.
You are drowning under instructions. Drowning. You are suffocating. You don't even realize it because you're used to it. Can a girl be a girl? No, she has to get used to being chained. So you have to make her used to the burqa from the very childhood or the hijab. So she can't think. She's scared. She's very scared. Every Muslim is deep down scared to think, scared of freedom. Are you allowed to listen to criticism of Islam? No, you can, but you can. Only if you're a scholar. Because there is everybody out there to make you a munafiq, a kafir. So don't trust any kafir. Can I go to a Hindu's house and eat with him? No, you cannot. Can I go to a Christian country and eat KFC? Because Quran says that you can have food from the people of the book. But they are not the people of the book Quran was referring to. It's always but if. Always. What kind of life is this, Rashid? If this is not evil, what is evil? If
This
it
is
is,
evil.
then what is evil? What is evil if it is not evil? I don't want to memorize a book I don't understand the language of it. I'm learning a language in perfect pronunciation, but I don't know the meaning of this language, of their words. I don't know the meaning of these words. I don't know the meaning of these words, but I'm forced to memorize these words. My brain is being fried. My brain is being fried. My body is changed. And it was changed at a time when I was not in a position to make a decision about my own life. I was a child. The top of my penis was altered. Part of my body is gone now. Part of my flesh is now gone, thanks to my parents. And I had no say to it. I had no right of opinion to it. Rashid, how does it feel? I am,
Yeah.
I'm a,
So
think,
pathetic.
I think about it. Think about it. I cannot I cannot even wish best for my friend who was not a Muslim but he died. I cannot say, my friend, I hope you will go to heaven if there is a heaven. You can't say that even. You have to say, Finar Zahannam Khalidina Fiha. He will burn in hell. That's what you have to say. You have to say, your best friend, he was such a nice man, maybe an atheist, but he was a nice man. But still, you have to say, he was najis. That means dirty, according to Quran. You cannot deny that. You cannot reject that position.
How
Your
come human being become a dirty? I don't understand.
my own countries, my own government is helping me to go to Mecca and do the pilgrimage. My own government is allowing that, to take my country's money and spend it in a desert land. And I praise, like Jam Jam water. When I have river Ganges in my subcontinent, I have Jamuna, I have Padma, I have Karnafuli. I'm not praising them. I'm praising one fucking piece of a stream called Jam Jam in a desert. Why? I cannot ask why. And if I ask any Muslim why, he will become angry. Why will he become angry? Because he fucking doesn't have the answer. No Muslim has any answer to any Islamic ritual. It's like headless chickens who can't think. No Muslim is ever a Muslim knowing the religion. No person ever entered Islam understanding this cult. Never. 99% of the Muslims who go to the mosque, even in Bangladesh, ask them, can you recite in Bangla what you just prayed inside that place? They will say, no, I can't, sorry. But why did you do it? Well, we saw our parents doing it. Can you recite any surah? Yes, we can. Can you translate it now? No, sorry, I'm not sure. That's a Muslim for you.
That means we are a fool and the blind fool.
Of course, we have been fooled since we were born. We were fooled. You two carry on. I'm going.
Mr. Rashid, one thing,
You can contact the rest in Bangla if you want. You can contact the rest in Bangla.
no problem. If you think freely as a free thinker, you will find lot of contradiction in the verse between different issue, different verse. If we see it, then we'll find it supposed to say Allah created the universe in 6 days. That is fine in Surah Al-Araf, the verse number 54. But another side, you will find the opposite saying in verse, the Allah created the universe in 8 days. Is an example, lot of example we can find if we
It's totally contradictory.
read and
Contradictory totally.
read it freely and think it freely with in a zero brain. Lot of contradictory we can find in Quran. Lot of
Actually, what to do? Actually, we are just getting little bit contradictory because of the the hadith and Quran and all those things. Ultimately, we are just simply confused. What should
yes,
do?
confused, almost confused, but we have to think in neutrally, as a free thinker, neutrally in a zero brain. First, we have to format our biased brain, which
Mm-hmm.
is pre-installed in the early life.
Mm-hmm.
If we can format this type of biased brain, then we can learn and that the religion what say, is it logical or rational, illogical.
Right.
There is a lot of verse, contradictory verse in Quran. Who is the first Muslim? Surah
Nobody knows.
Al-Anam, verse number 14. There is say Nabi Muhammad is the first Muslim, but another verse is opposite, totally opposite. You can see Surah Al-Araf, verse number 143. They are saying Nabi Musa is the first Muslim. So, if every Muslim who are thinking rationally. Mufassil bhai firstly said, well said, the 99% Muslim just uttering and praising their God.
Mm.
What the meaning of the praising, they don't even know. That's the problem. And we watched one guy, Mr. Shai, he tried to defend many ways. Even he asked to show the reference. When we showed him, he said he would read it and know it later. Like this. That's the
Right.
problem. Hmm.
Yeah.
So the movement of the Musalwa is that that is thinking freely, so we'll get the actual and the depth meaning everything. The face of the religion will come out. Is it come from God, the Creator?
No, I don't think so.
There are a lot of contradiction,
Lots.
many contradiction verse.
Yeah.
One verse is contradicted to another verse, and clergy man trying to tell that it is abrogated, abrogated almost. One verse abrogated by another verse. They are trying to tell all time. And moderate Muslim who are following Mr. Jakir Naik, or we call him Jokar Naik, and Mr. Jokar Naik also trying to do this, and that is called by Mufassil by mental gymnastic. Absolutely, moderate Muslim nowadays trying to defend their religion Islam like this way. Even they have no intention to know what we saying, what our saying in this social media, because they think one thing that if we go through in deeply, we may lose our iman. Most of the moderate Muslim thinking like this. No need to
Hmm.
know more. No need to know more. If you know more, then you get losing your iman.
Nowadays, I just simply forgot what is called Iman.
Yes. And this is the cu- nowadays current situation and circumstances of the Islamic world. Even though Muslim one issue, that is FGM and male circumcisions, lot of study I did before. FGM is human rights violation by who you may
Hmm.
know, and the one many three or four hadith which support this kind of activities. That's why a lot of Islamic country, especially Africa, Middle East, and in Asia, especially in Indonesia, this practice has been and is happening there.
Hmm.
And who working regarding this issue, and they are trying to. Uh, I'm telling one thing. Treatment of the health complication of for FGM every year whose budget is 1.4 billion.
Oh my God.
Yes, in 30 countries in Africa, the Middle East, and Asia.
Especially South Africa, right?
Yes, and 200 million women,
Mhm.
child, uh, are practiced the FGM.
It is
So
abusing.
yes. So one thing is come to the point. One thing that male circumcisions is nowadays there's a lot of controversy regarding this issue, and medical terms in medical terms there's two groups. One group supporting this issue and another groups against this issue. Who support, they are trying to show some health benefits, and who against male genital mutilation, they are trying to show and see that there are a lot of problem. They are not go for a final conclusion yet. So one thing, another issue, Fossil Vai, Mr. Shai, I forget the name of him, trying to arguing with Fossil Vai, that is the captive woman law, without permission of this captive woman, forced sexual activities.
Hmm.
There's lot of hadith. You can imagine. Just in hadith in Google, you search captive woman in Islam. What is saying in hadith? Lot of
Hmm.
hadith you will get it.
Yeah, yeah, I read.
Even though in Ibn Kathir, Jalalain, Bukhari, Tirmizi, you will get lot of hadith regarding this issue. That's why I think Muslim population cannot reason because
Mm.
of lacking their truth knowledge. They are always fearing to learn the truth, and they are always fearing to lose their iman.
Mm.
That's one of the main reason I think. And 95% of the Muslim population not change also. Should I please
Uh,
discuss another some issue uh, regarding today's what it is difficult for Muslim to reason and change. Could
mhm.
you please?
All I can say, real God help us. That's all I can say right now. You know,
Absolutely.
what can I say right
If God exists, is it
now?
Islamic
Real
God?
God, real God.
Most of the moderate Muslims are trying to defend that creator means Islamic creator. But
Mm,
by the we call him Allah.
right.
Why? Because of losing their iman. They don't want to think rationally. One of the reason.
Bhai went to the another live. Okay, just move and go for that live. Okay,
Okay, okay.
okay. Bye.
No, this is the same live. Why did he leave? This is the same live. I gave the links again. He didn't get it.
Okay, it's okay.
He's gonna come back in a minute. You can keep talking.
One thing we have to see another thing that nowadays there's such a Islam we call it in the Mohammedans who live in countries not Muslim. I call them Mohammedans because they are dominated by the tyranny who reinforced by clergyman or mullah. They are based on telling lies and falsehood and mythical history like this. The clergymen of Mohammedans spread their religion of myths through mosque, media, and nowadays this and social media also. Such lies and myths are sanctified by the masses because they are presented while preceded by the phrase, the name of Muhammad, like Prophet Muhammad said, like this. When freethinkers refute such myths and falsehood, say that Prophet Muhammad never uttered such nonsense, they are severely persecuted. Tyrants are addicted to telling lies profusely all the time whenever they talk. Whatever it is a Sufis, Sunni, Shia, they adhere to tenets of their earthly religions by being addicted, telling lies shamelessly during their daily life and ritual practice, and they swear by the God's name falsely. Even these hypocrites even renege on their promise while saying the phrase like God willing, if God wills it, inshallah in Arabic, to evade fulfilling their promise using God's will as a pretext. Is it necessary to say or uttering? Those who use such phrase intend not keep their word. If they cannot, then what should it be happen? By this way, they insult God's holy name and use it falsely, taking it the vain. In the same manner, when Wahhabis, suicide bombers, and terrorists shout also Allahu Akbar, what a funny, isn't it? It's another second nature of so-called Muslim or Mohammedans to tell lies, to take the Lord's name in the vain, and to go swear falsely by His name. This is a main feature of hypocrites, and this way they bring damnation to their souls in the hereafter, as we infer from the verse about hypocrites of the Muhammad lifetime. Another thing, this Waji, clergyman, and mullah, there is the addiction to telling lies. There is manifested more in political life. Some man would claim to be chosen once by God to rule people in His name, like Middle East, many country we can see. So those sinners are corrupt ones who monopolize, confiscate the name of Islam to defeat their political foes and other secular politicians by disgusting themselves that way. As if it when one question or criticize them or their notions, one is criticizing Islam itself. Such man we see ascribe lies to God. God never deputize any mortal to speak on his behalf or to rule people in his name. Never. Just using God names and rule the people. And yet this blasphemous notion is spread for centuries by these clergy, mullahs and tyrants to justify their tyranny and crimes and injustice. Especially we see the period of Umayyads and Abbasids and even uh, Byzantine kings assume that their deeds are part of fate ordained by God's will. Nowadays also this has happened. Especially those who would dare to protest are deemed as protesting the will of the Lord and must be regarded as heretics or infidels. Even nowadays we see also deserve to be put to death, as because we most of the people from this channel we come without showing our face also. We are fearing these clergy, mullah, and a dogmatic people. So, Rashid Bhai, uh, what's your opinion?
Somehow I just simply disconnected and reconnect again.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true. What you said. Yeah.
Especially in Middle Eastern terrains, tell so many lies spreading by their media, and they also prohibited the social media also nowadays in such like this year 2000 after which country I forget the name. This is mostly Morocco. Tunisia, the government change after that.
However, if Saudi Arabia can change, why not us?
Because one thing I told before, that is the fear. One fear is the main fear is that to losing iman. If we know more, then we lose our iman. Like this. That's why I think one of the main reason. And if we lose the iman, then we go to the hell. That's the main reason I think.
Yeah,
And most of the people, most of the Muslim people don't want to think rationally.
that's the thing I'm talking about. What is called Iman? I don't know actually. What is called Iman? I have to believe one God, one messenger, and rest of the
Iman,
thing.
Iman has five pillars. So five, if one pillars
If you
we
broke
have,
one pillar, it's just simple lost.
yeah, lost, then Iman will be lost. From five pillars, one pillars is dropped down, then Iman must be go down. That's why many people I see, they're trying to prove themselves that they are moderate Muslim. They're not like jihad, Qatal, they hate ISS, they hate Taliban, like this. But what's the main reason? They don't want to search and they don't want to go in deep through the holy book and hadith, Isma Qiyas.
And ritual, all the ritual is getting
Yes,
us worse day by day.
day by day, yes. When we see one thing that is, uh, one thing is in contrast, huh? When many of Muslim in Bangladesh, Pakistan, India, Middle East, especially which sect, like Sufi, Shia, Sunni, immigrate to the West, they carry their instinct to lie inside them, and they are surprised to see the West people telling always the truth, spontaneously about everything. Even when they see they are telling their truth about their private lives without telling lies and fabrications, and those immigrants tell lies as typically expected because lying is the second nature of them.
Right, right.
And they're
Exactly.
trying to prove they're trying to prove that this is a technique, and
Hmm.
Islam approved this technique. This is called
Hekma. Right.
hikmah. Yes,
Always hekma
yes,
and takia.
takia, takia. And mostly many immigrant engage into a self-reform process because they are trying to prove themselves as a moderate Muslim and adhere to telling the truth to adjust their lives, integrate in this West society. Some of those
Mm.
who adamantly refuse to reform
Mm.
themselves will, uh,
They want to get all benefits from West country, and
yes,
they want
yes,
to just kick them out when they need it.
yes, yes, yes. Even one thing, we can never expect those people to tell the truth as part of their daily life while being, they are always dominated by clergymen, waji, mullah. which is based on lies and falsehoods,
Mm.
isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
And
100%.
and one thing, any type of reform must be begun
Mm.
with removing the control and domination of clergymen over people. Then it will be success. Then we will find the truth. Truth is universal,
Right.
and God is universal. God have no religion.
Exactly. Exactly.
So we have to think again rationally, in neutrally, especially, and deeply knowing the religious scriptures, hadith, siyas, hadith, isma, qiyas, everything. But how long it will be sustained the domination of clergymen, especially mullah and wazi, who control our society, especially Muslim society? This cannot be happen. We have to wait for a long time because it's correlated with the business also. This is a
Mm.
religious business, we call it.
Yes, it's some sort of
Yes.
business over here, and they're
Some
doing
sort
the
of business.
very earning money.
Yes, this is earning source.
Hmm.
This is one of the earning source. Every year, $47 billion Saudi Arabia
It's getting from
earn,
Bangladesh.
earn from the Hajj business. I call it as a
Mm.
Hajj business. So it is not a big, a small deal, big deal,
It's a big
big
money.
issue,
Yeah.
big issue. Whereas world of famous richest person cannot earn like this money 1 year.
It is 37 billion, right? Or 47. I don't know. Just
47,
47 billion
47.
dollar.
Just last 2 years
Every year
of
they're getting, yeah, whole world.
yes,
Mm.
pandemic time, the earning is getting out, but nowadays it will be
It's
big deal.
simply
And
business. Come on, it
this
is
year,
business at all.
from Bangladesh, how many
Hmm.
Haji will perform the Hajj next year?
Mm.
1 lakh 27,000
Oh,
from Bangladesh. So you calculate with the 6 lakh, 6 lakh
six
taka.
$600,000, right?
No, 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 not a dollar by taka. 600,000 taka. I mean,
600,000 taka.
you can you can
If it
say
is
it
converted as dollar,
dollar $6,000 almost. So you calculate how much dollar will be,
per person,
yes, per person.
yeah, at least 200, 2 lakhs, right? 2 lakhs people are going to the Makkah
No, no, no,
this
no.
year.
One lakhs 120,000
Per
people
people. Okay.
will go there and to perform the Hajj,
Hmm.
holy Hajj. So it's quite difficult. Silva started the movements against traditional Islam. I hope that one time it will be proved
Yeah,
that this
one
will,
day it will be proved. Oh, definitely.
yes, yes, absolutely.
Time will tell the truth.
Time will tell the truth.
Mhm.
Because of we are living in information superhighway.
Mhm.
So it is very easy to gather the source information regarding many issue. Just Mr. His name I forget, Jalal or Shail Jalal. Within 5 minutes, I got the hadith to see him. What said? regarding FGM,
Mm-hmm.
regarding captive women, everything. Before 20 years is so, before 15 years is so difficult to getting uh, information regarding any issue. It's too tough. We have to go library and searching books, searching
Mm.
topics, like this way. But nowadays it's very easy. So this is the time for everybody to learn the truth with the reference. It's so
Right.
easy nowadays.
It's almost 3:25.
Yes, yes.
So I think it's okay. Nice to talking. Uh,
Yes, it's a nice talking on today program.
I think we
Uh,
should leave now.
yes, yes,
Maybe day after tomorrow or tomorrow we can talk again. Goodbye.
yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Have a nice day. Thank you.